Hi, Rekha. How are you?
I'm very good. Hi. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, very excited to have you here. Congratulations on your transition.
Thank you. Thanks.
As you
Really,
know,
you and thank you, CSA. Really. I
you
mean
know,
it.
appreciate that. Thank you. As you know, there's a lot of PhDs still trying to transition, so I appreciate you sharing your transition story. Maybe you could just start by introducing yourself and the company and position you're with now, please.
Yeah. So I am Rekha Rao Manipali, and I joined as an in vitro pharmacologist, which is an equivalent of scientist two in Frederick National Lab for Cancer Research. So
Right.
this is a private and public sector, organization. The Leidos actually um, manages the projects for NCI. So
Mm,
all the work is for the NCI, but Leidos actually manages it. So that's how this is
perfect.
structured. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the transition. I know you worked hard for it. Um, Followed the process. You're in industry now. I do want to rewind though to prior to even knowing about Cheeky Scientist. You had some challenges in your job search. Can you talk to us about those challenges, both from kind of your mind, the mindset challenges, whether not knowing where to start, dealing with rejection, but also the tactical challenges, resumes, LinkedIn, et cetera. Tell us about the challenges you had before you learned about Cheeky Scientist.
Well, there were many challenges. First of all, I knew that I wanted to transition, but
Mm,
my mind was not clear about what I wanted to do because I thought I could write, I could do project management, I could be a scientist, I could do so many things, right? I
mm,
could be a field application scientist. So I really was not focused on what I wanted. And
mm,
then I started applying. I got responses, I even got interviews, but it stopped there.
mm,
Uh, I never got to any final stage of any interview, maybe one or two stages, but beyond that, I was just, stuck
yeah.
there. And I knew I was not doing something right. I even had a site visit with AbbVie, and I thought I did well, but I didn't get the job. So I knew
Mm,
I was not doing something right. And then I
right.
came across CSA, and I figured that, from listening to all the people that were talking and from reading all their stories, I figured that, it is my mindset, the way I answer questions. That was the problem. They were picking my CV, they were wanting me in the interview, but when it came to choosing the person, they didn't feel that I was a fit. And I
Mm,
and I really thought about this, and then I thought, instead of telling them what I was good at, what were the things I could bring to the table, I was going on about my expertise in the research area. That
mm,
was, I think, my biggest problem was I was maybe showing off that I knew a lot. you know, uh,
yeah.
that's probably that's not what they wanted. They wanted,
Mm,
what can I do for the company? What skills can I bring to them? I was not
yes.
coming out very confidently about that.
Mm. And so, yeah, I mean, you've learned a lot since, right? So you joined Cheeky Scientist, our programs. What are some of the biggest things that you've learned or the aha moments that you had that changed your strategy?
Right. First of all, it begins with the resume, right?
Mm,
And about writing less is better.
yeah.
Highlighting your skills is important. Making them quantifiable is very important. It's not just I have 50 papers. They don't want that. Okay, you're fine, you have 50 papers, but what
Right.
else did you do? How much money could you bring in? How many collaborations did you, bring in? And things like that. So you have to put in those metrics and uh, talk about skills. Yes, scientific skills are important, but you have to make them quantifiable and also make it short. My CV was, it was a CV, it was not a resume. It was
Right.
long, and I figured, how can I write it in 2 pages? Then I came across many CVs, and I followed Elizabeth Thatcher's CV. resume, and that the resume I sent out to everybody, and that's the one that I think got me many interviews. So, and then LinkedIn and the LinkedIn, I was just copy pasting my resume into my LinkedIn. So I figured you have to do something different in LinkedIn from what you are doing in your resume. Little differences, but you have to make it somehow different, and put in your awards, put in your media appearances, all those things. You can put it on LinkedIn, which are very important, and those are the things I learned. Yeah.
And no, thank you for sharing. And then you mentioned the other community members, the private group. Can you tell people that may not understand on the outside just how helpful it is, how responsive they are?
Yeah, I think the best thing about joining a private group, I was not joining it for the longest time. It took me, like, I guess, 2-3 months for me to decide that I want to join this private group. But once I joined, I figured that, it's a very close-knit community. Nobody is making fun of anybody. If you put a problem out there are people ready to share their insight, their knowledge, and their experience. And that is very important, because you really don't know whether you're doing the right thing or not. So it would be nice to see what others think, and what others who have gone through the transition think about this situation. Should I be doing this or not? And also practice. This is the best part of the private group. There are a lot, especially the MSLA is the one I was following the most. There were a lot of leaders in that group who were ready to give their time to critique tell me about yourself, practice your presentation, practice your interview. So I think that helped, because when you talk about yourself and when you talk to an interviewer, you want to sound confident, you want to have it all figured out. You don't want to be searching for words, right?
Yes.
So that really helped me. I think the private group was very valuable in preparing me for interviews. I think that's the key.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rekha. Really impressed with your new career and look forward to watching your continued career success. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.